Okie dokie. Hello, everyone. And of course, let's do a check to ensure that you can hear me. Let's see, refresh. How's everybody doing? Okay. Okay, I'm good there because I'm actually on, I'm on Facebook and YouTube. Okay. All right. We are good. We are really, really good. Let me just kind of fix a little bit of a mess I almost created with those chords, because there's just chords and chords and infinite chords. You know, I gotta be careful. Um, I see. Facebook kind of changed. They kind of upgraded, and that's just wonderful. So, how are you guys doing? How's everything? How did you spend your week, your past weekend? And we are about to be on the weekend again because tomorrow's already Friday. Who would have thought, right? So, as you can see, today I wanted to quickly talk to you about how now is priceless, and that's what I use for my theme or title. And let's see, Facebook has changes, and I'm like minimizing my thing also. So, okay, I hope I'll be able to manage this properly. So, and I indicated, after witnessing what the current state has been, it is definitely um, needed for us to start understanding what is going on. We must learn and we must change. Because I know a lot of times, people tell you, what do they say? I don't know, a cookie dog. I can't even remember right now. But an old dog, you can't teach an old dog tricks. Um, it's not true because all the time you have people who are old and they still learn, but these are just mentalities, these are just words that we must learn to take care of our lives. We repeat a lot of things that we've heard that were there before we even were ever thinking or exploring to come here. So we got to let go of these words because they're not productive, they're not fruitful to our lives. So it is definitely important for us to let them go. As I said, the topic was that now is priceless. I also indicated that when we look at the state of everything that has been going on nowadays, we have to learn to improve. And we must improve our understanding, we must improve our compassion, and we must definitely have empathy for everyone else and especially our own selves. Because a lot of times, we have empathy for others. We understand what they're going on. We respect what they're going through. But when it comes to our own selves, we kind of like sit back and we kind of keep procrastinating. We kind of push back and making it seem as though it's not as important. But it is also important for you to have empathy, not only for others but also for yourself. We good? Okay. Um, I thought of mentioning this quote by Marcus Aurelius that says, and that was like 2,000 years ago, and the quote says, "If the cucumber is bitter, then don't bite it." Simple, And I like to tell people, if you don't like the heat, get out of the fire. Simple. Um, a lot of times, we put ourselves in situations that we don't appreciate. We allow ourselves to end up in situations that are not benefiting, not only to our being, but also to our psyche, to the way that we wanted to live our lives. So it is definitely important to look out not only for others, but also look out for yourself. Um, when we look at when you turn your head, you look your left and your right. I think it would be very challenging to say that you haven't lost someone lately, or someone, I rather say, someone that has a transition, that they may be 7, 8 years old, or even a newborn, or that they may be 20, 30, 40, or 45, or even 50 or 60 or 75. And it's challenging because I don't want to say because it hurts, but because as human, we have certain habits as far as being next to one another, being always in group of other people that are like you, of just gathering, just the social aspect of it. We always, as human beings, we look forward to that. And now many of us cannot enjoy it because we have a very chaotic situation. I mean, yes, people have died over the years. Many people have died, but this time people have died in a different order that it has before. It wasn't it was possible, but it wasn't the norm to keep having um an entire family gone. You know, to have an entire family gone, the only person left is a newborn, or maybe the dog. It's not impossible, but it was not as often as it has been this past year, or the past years. So we definitely have to adjust to what we are seeing, to understand that we are facing a different time. So we can't continue dealing the same way with things. The same mind that created the problem cannot be the same mind that's going to resolve it, that's going to bring about the solution. You have to change your mind. You have to change the way that you think, the way that you see things. Could be why this issue went about. But so now it's time for a new mind, a renewed mind, a different idea, different approaches, different perspectives. Um, you know, I don't know if you're religious, or agnostic or whatever it is that they call people nowadays. I don't know those classifications anymore because we've been creating words lately like no other before. So we have to agree to disagree or understand that the problem sometimes they're so gigantic that we must hope that we can unite to deal with it instead of leaving one person to handle a problem that so many people have contributed to. If you think about it, it's just like your neighborhood. Maybe you want to clean the neighborhood, but you were never the one person, who threw things, who littered. So now what you're going to do is you're going to sit back and you're going to ask the neighborhood, hey, listen, this is what I have in mind. This is what I would like to do. How can we get together to deal with this problem? Lately, there have been, you know, we hope that people can work together, but there have been a lot of single decisions too. And I don't even want to get into it, but it's just to say that as a people, even if we are going through a time where we have to maintain, I don't know if I should say regulations. We have to maintain order where we're have to maintain social distances. So at the same token, I would like to invite you to keep finding ways to communicate with one another, to communicate with your friends, to communicate and find new solutions to contribute to new ideas. How can you impact your community? What is it you can do to help your community to be better? All right. So now is priceless. And now is priceless. It's not because it wasn't priceless before, but now is priceless because the things that are going on now require a lot of energy. It requires time. It requires um, everything that it requires is a bit different than the way that it used to be before. Someone was sick before, it was just like, oh, be careful, do this, do that. But nowadays it's a different ball game. If you go to the bank, you can't even cough anymore. It's like you cough, people about to tell you like, can you please exit? This is not working out. You can't cough in here. So, it's like we gotta get together. We gotta get together to talk together. I'm not saying to break, your regulations, but I'm saying we can do that. We can do things like this. We can be on different platforms and get her up together and talk about things that are important, things that need to be talked about. And I also mentioned empathy because a lot of time people have sympathy, but they don't have empathy. You know, it's like, oh, poor baby. Okay, and by the time they home, they forget about it. But it's good to have empathy. Again, not only for other people, but also for yourself. It's like empathy. You're going a bit further than sympathy. You can put yourself in that person's shoes. You can really understand where they're coming from. You can understand that, oh, this person is really in pain. You're not just, it's like sympathy, you're just pitying someone. Oh, poor baby. Oh, what happened to you? Oh, and then you go about your business. The empathy is the person that can be like, "Oh my god, I'm really sorry this happened to you. Is there anything I can do to help? Is there anything I can do to alleviate um, your burden?" I'm sorry. I believe it or not, uh, I'm taking this medication that just makes me yawn 1,000 times. And sometimes it lets me be, but other times it just keeps on going. So no worries. It's not because I'm sleeping on you, but it's just it. So so yeah, we gotta feel a little bit more than just pitying our brothers and sisters. A lot of times it's like recently I was speaking to this group and I was sharing that don't wait until you get into a situation to understand how someone is feeling. When someone tells you that, listen, I have a headache and I feel like, it's pulling my eyes out and it really hurts, it hurts my nose. It's really hurting. It hurts bones. And, don't just, mm, okay, so do you want me to get you something? You want Tylenol? What do you want? Don't just do that, but instead say, again, I'm sorry to hear that. That must be really challenging what you're going through. What can I do to help you? Can I call someone for you? Can I? Oh my God, I don't know if this thing is gonna let me finish today. So that's definitely important. And because we're going through a lot of things right now, with people transitioning left and right, it's important to watch out how we phrasing and saying things to people. We have to kind of be careful because sometimes you can go to a funeral, you thinking this person died, not realizing this person just buried someone else 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. So sometimes, situations are different. Don't discredit anything. Don't misunderstand or minimize anybody else's situation because as I said, now is the moment, now is priceless. So we have to handle it better. We have to learn, we have to agree to rephrase the situation that we are into, reframe the way that we approach things because the way that we did it before, maybe it just did not work. So we're like, okay, let's try something different. If you used to make jokes about things that someone doesn't laugh, stop. Because everybody right now, I would rather assume is going through pain. Even if they don't express it, even if they don't show you such a face, a long face and always complaining, everyone is going through something right now. Not the death of someone you love, the transition of someone you love that you're missing. It's that it could be the person does not have a job, or if they have a job, they don't have as many hours they used to have to before. So they're frustrated. Everybody has some kind of frustration. Some parents were, well, not so much, not too much. I guess I don't know if I can say my people on my side. People were not so frustrated with kids being home, but I heard in a different community, people were complaining so much about the children being at home. I mean, it's your kid. I don't know why would you design someone else to take care of them for you. It happened before. It's just because we live in this country where things were set up this way. But if something was to happen, I don't understand why someone can't take care of their own child. But anyway, it's their own journey, so they know what works for them. They know what's best for them. But anyhow, it wasn't a problem for me and for my friends, even people who are working, they still find a way to um ensure that it was taken care of. Even people that didn't even have people, and I was surprised they were still able to come up with a plan. So it's like people are going through a lot, even if I mention that, I'm okay with being home, but I can only mention this, as I'm talking, that, some other folks were just like, oh my God, I can't, they need to be out of the house. It's too much. And, but I know, like, to me, kids are just always inquisitive. So we must always find something to challenge them. We must always find their skills, I like to see their power. You know, like my son, he's techie. He's very techie. He's very technology savvy. Um, if the computer's not working, he can figure things out. He can, if he feels like it, that is, if it's his computer or if it's sometime other people. But as long as it's not like in the middle of coding, because you will have to take a ticket. But sometime, and he's great at drawing. That's some of the drawings that he did for me. That's like, ooh, 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 back. Wait, I can't even. Okay, I have to turn. I can't even control which way my hand is going when I'm looking at this. It's so weird. But he did that like a little while ago. And now his drawings are like at a different level because, he's been able to practice more and, his drawing is at a professional level. And we doing, some projects based on that. So it's just to say, now is priceless. Do everything that you can with your people. Do everything you can with them. Spend time with your family. I'm not saying you're gonna die, but I'm just saying overall, sometimes the things that we take for granted, by the time we want to I don't want someone think that I say pomegranate. So we can't keep taking things for granted because sometimes we don't have a chance to do better. We don't have a chance to apologize. We don't have a chance, and that is, while the person is here, to have a proper conversation, to 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 speak about them, um to reconcile certain traumas, um certain pain. And there are some people, I'll will be honest, I know that there are some people that is just it's a lost idea to try to bring something like that up to them. They are not going to listen. They're not going to do um what is asked of them. They will always find something wrong with it. They will be negative as much as they can, and even as they can't even do so. So it's important for you to do the best that you can. So if anything happens, so you know that you're not feeling any remorse. You did the best that you could. So it's not after they're gone and you're like, oh my God, I could have done this, I could have done that. They like cake. I could have brought them a cake and try to have the conversation with them. I could have done this, I could have done that. So you don't want the I could, I should have after someone is has transitioned, because it brings more pain, it brings more frustration. It just doesn't feel good. Not that if someone has transition is supposed to just feel good, but it's just that you don't want to be too sad. You want to make it feel like, Thank God I spent the time with them. Thank God I spoke to them. Thank God I was there because this is what happened. This is what happened. It's just the greatest feeling in the world when someone has transitioned and you were ready. You were ready just in case you lose that person. So after witnessing the current state of things, we have to do better. We have to change. We cannot proceed to do and be the same person even when we see that it's not working. We gotta do better. Let's see. Did I write anything in here? You know, um, we have people going transitioning with things in their heart, with things um in their mind, and they never got to express it, you know and people leaving and they never got to change who they were. They never got to a stage, when you're changing, like a butterfly, you go through the caterpillar and then you become that butterfly. It's like you have to transition. There are things that you have to do. There are, there are there's like a process. There's a process of how you go about things. So take that time when you're recognizing, you're here now. Take that time to do something better with it. And as I said, some people are going to be extra. And sometimes, as I posted the other day, sometimes we got to learn to, how did I phrase it? To leave the broken glass alone, and we have to just let the glass fall. Like sometimes when you have a piece of, let's say this was a piece of glass, and let's say it was on top of this, and it's about to fall, and you're like, try to fight it, not realizing this thing already hit a corner of wherever it was. It's already cracked. And now you fighting to catch it. You cut yourself here, you cut yourself there, you fighting and you cut yourself here, you cut yourself there. You just keep on cutting your fingers because um you're fighting with something that doesn't want to be kept. You're trying to keep something that's ready to go. You're fighting with something that's like, listen, let me be, you know? So sometimes you gotta let the glass fall and then you pick it up. You pick up the broken pieces and you throw it out. Maybe it's something that was really expensive. Maybe the bottom fell out, but the top is perfectly fine. So you can still use the top. You just put the top somewhere that's more secure instead of just at the edge. So we have to agree that, sometimes I don't like to say broken people, but sometimes some people we have to learn how to have compassion, how to empathize with them without broken ourselves. Sometimes we go so deep with someone, we try to help them so grandly that we abuse ourselves in the process. Sometimes you try to save somebody who knows how to swim, and here you are, you jumping in the water and you don't even know how to swim. And then while you're trying to jump and try to like fight your way to the person, you thinking that they were sinking. And next thing you know, this person just went underwater and on top of the water and on the bottom, and they're swimming away. And then they see you sinking, and all they say to you is, "Come on, man, come on, you can do it. Hurry up, we gotta go." And they just swim away. And here you are drinking all that salted water, and you're like, "Help." And if you're lucky, someone else might just help pull you up, or you may have to just find find your own way. So don't abuse yourself in the process of helping someone. I'm saying to, change, upgrade, however you want to call it, improve, have better understanding. But at the same token, I'm not saying to abuse yourself, to forget yourself. I'm saying at, at the same token, you're going to have these things for other people. First, you must have it for yourself. And once you have it for yourself, once you practice enough on yourself, like love, caring, self care, um, compassion, empathy, all that stuff, it's got to be done to the self first. And you will get enough practice, and it will be easier for you to just say, "Oh, okay, I get it now." And then you can share with someone else. So it's not only about what other people want, or what they feel like having, but it's also about you you know um so no matter what happens, no matter what is going on, take a habit, you know or have a habit of always have self self compassion, self empathy, self understanding, uh self love. Just make sure to have these things again for yourself, because as you try to give them, if you did not take for yourself, you will be depleted. You will be burnout, and you will become frustrated, because now you're wondering, what is going on with me? What's the matter? Why um why am I not doing good? Why is this person not understanding how much that I sacrifice for them? This person is not even accepting, is not even being grateful for the things that I'm giving them, for the things that I could have, I can't even be without, but I'm giving it to them because I care so much. And here they are, they just wasting it. I could have used that. I could have used that water. I could have used that extra change. I could have used that car. I could have used whatever it is, that plate of food. But you didn't eat yourself, and you were giving it to them, and they just touch it and I don't like it, and throw it out. And that was your favorite food. How would you feel? So it's important to do for self. God bless you, baby. Hey, um, you're welcome. So it's important for you to do for the self as you're doing for others. It's not a matter of you doing for others, doing everything, that giving everything that you have, and then for everyone to turn around and be like, "Oh, okay, you know, this is this is what it is. Okay, okay, I see, No, people are not going to see things the way you see them. But if you give them the excess after, let's say, for example, I have this cup, okay? And if I go right now and someone need it, I give them that half. I say, okay, I'm sorry, that's what you need. Here you go. And someone else needs some more. Here we go. It's going down. So now what happens? When I need that energy to go and do something, I don't have full energy. I have that much energy. I have that much goods. So someone else comes and I give them more and I give them more and I'm gonna have nothing. But everything I had, I gave. So now these people have my energy and me, I'm left with nothing. So now when you're seeing them using your energy, your goods, your whatever it is, your services, your money, whatever it is that you gave them, that was not in excess of. You give them what you exactly had. So now you're left with nothing. And now you're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna be like, can you believe this? This is what happened. This. You're gonna become super frustrated. So when you see that happens, this is why. Oftentimes people become frustrated, like sometime when even in a relationship, people become very frustrated because they're giving that person everything. They listen the minute the phone just bloop, and they're already answering the phone because they can't miss a call. They can't, so you're giving everything to that person, but that person, they living their life. They hanging out, they going shopping, they're eating out, they're doing everything that they want to do. But you're just like, sitting there, you're doing everything for them, you're getting everything ready for them, you're picking them up, you're dropping them off. And one day you needed to go to the doctor or something. And you ask that person, and they're like, oh no, we're going shopping. I'm not gonna have time to take you. And you're like, what? I take you every day? I just need you one time and you can't come? What? But that's what happened. So when you're giving people stuff, wait until your cup is full. You wanna give people money, you want to donate, you can make a sacrifice, you know? But if you keep making sacrifices and you don't have any, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get in trouble with your landlord or whoever else you have to pay your bills. Somebody did that. They had these missionaries that came in. And, they kept, sometimes like people just kept asking. They take offering after offering after offering for you who's not religious or who don't go to church or who's never even been in church. So sometime after or before preaching, they may do an offering. And when they have missionary and different missionaries, so every mission, they could have like four missionary at a time, and each missionary is getting an offering. So you imagine like they showing you videos of this is the kind of work they do, this is the sacrifices they making, and we have to support them and yada yada yada. Here you are, your rent is $1,000. You have $1,200 in your pocket, so they have four missionaries and they're asking just $100, because that's usually when people are asking you, it's just $100. So if it's just $100, why? How come you don't have just $100? So imagine that this person gives, 100 to each missionary. So now guess what? You don't have your rent money because you only have 200 in excess, and not so much excess because you still got to eat. You still got to pay other things, you know? You still got to do other things. So you didn't have that much, you didn't really have an excess. So that's kind of like what I mean. I'm not saying to let someone die if there's a homeless you passing by. I'm not saying because you don't have $1 million, don't feed the homeless. That's not what I'm saying. But you wouldn't want to be a person who lives in a one-bedroom apartment and you taking four homeless home with you because it's cold, or because you just feel like you want to do something nice and you're like, oh my God, oh dear homeless, I'm sorry you're going through this, come with me and you can sleep at my house. No, that would be very bizarre. And that would be a big risk, that you would be taking. Or maybe you could be like, I'll pay I'll pay a couple of nights, I'll take my rent money and pay a week or a month of hotel for you. No, that wouldn't really be a good deed because you got yourself in trouble doing it, you know? So, um, as I say, now is priceless, uh, because we have or we are missing so many of our friends, our neighbors, our family. So many are missing, other people that we have made acquaintances with, that it may be your postal your postal service person, um someone at the supermarket, your cashier or manager, your butcher, anybody. It's like so many people when you go, it's like they're not there anymore. So when you are up from your bed and you realize that you are still here, you ought to say thank you. I don't know who you want to say thank you to or what you want to say thank you to, but if I were you, I would want to say thank you to whoever created this planet, whoever created everything that no one fully knows yet. Everybody sometimes is just taking a piece of information somewhere and kind of puzzled together. So, but I guess the Most High gets um, the thank you, the gratitude. Um, you know, you're a light in this world. So don't be afraid to shine in dark places that no one wants to enter. Don't be afraid to shine in moments where you may be the only one standing in in that gap. So take heart, take courage, be strong, you know, and remember that this moment is special, not only because you're special, but also because you're extra special. Because a lot of us are not here. A lot of our friends um are not here. So we have to acknowledge that. We have to realize that if we're here, we must make it work. We must um appreciate it. We must agree to disagree that it is a blessing. Regardless what you want to believe in or what you believe in, it's a blessing. So I hope you understand some of the things that I've shared with you. I guess, I do. I went around it, make sure that you kind of get it, because I don't want to just throw things at you and leave you. So that's why I like to give example so you could get where I'm coming from. Um, so, and I'm saying especially sisters, because I'm coming for you. You know, you gotta take care of yourself. And I'm not saying that because I'm not saying that because you're not good or whatever, but I'm saying it because you're too good. You always putting yourself second and you're always taking care of everyone else. You could be depleted and you're still trying to like, oh, I got you, uh, I'm coming, you know? It's like it doesn't matter how terrible you feel. Imagine like who was it I was talking to and everybody had gotten sick and I don't remember if that was the flu or some kind of similar chaos, and everybody was sick. Everybody was in and out of the bathroom, and it was just crazy. And the mother, it was a family of 4 or 5. I don't remember, either 4 or 5. I can't recall who I was talking to, but everybody, imagine, everyone was sick in the house. No one was able to get up. No one was able to do anything. She's still the one who got up and fed everybody and make sure and tuck everybody in, and check on them and giving them medication while she was feeling the same thing they were feeling. So this is the power of a woman. This is the power of a queen. So this is why I'm saying, like, we must take care of ourselves as well, because again, this moment is priceless. We have to see things differently. We have to have a different perspective, because we keep missing out on things like that. So it is also time for us to take care of ourselves. Women just have that kind of a power. God forbids a car fall on their kids, and somehow, if no one is around to help them, they will find the superpower to pick up that car, whatever, no matter how much it weighted, they will pick it up and move it, because no one else was there to put any ideas in their head, and whatever, it's their kids, so they'll do whatever it takes. So I am definitely pushing this towards my sisters, my queens, to make sure that you take care of yourself, because we do take care of everyone else. We take care of people who go into school. We take care of those who's going to work. We take care of those that are sick. I remember I had a friend, she had taken, is it like, I think weeks or months, you know, from her job, or if not even a sabbatical, she took from her job to go take care of a family member. So, um, it matters. It matters. Um, hey there, how are you? So it definitely matters. It's okay. You can do the replay. Thanks for being here. Well, and you know so the subject is about now is priceless, because a lot of times, we in the past, we have taken life a bit for granted. People do crazy things, people forget about what matters the most. um People just forget each other you know so I think now is a good time for people to start looking within differently than we ever did before, because there's a lot that we have to offer. And because sometimes we are entangled in so many petty battles, petty things, that we miss some of that energy, and we end up losing or missing the bigger picture. So it's definitely important, if you're a man listening to this, share with your wife. It's important for her to care for and about herself. And whatever whoever man who's listening, share with your sister, share with your mom, share with other women in your life. Remind them that as they're taking care of everybody, now is priceless, and they need to also take care of themselves. All right? Because when a woman is good, when she's healthy, the entire house is also healthy. And when she's sick, you can tell the difference when you go in the house, when you see the children, when you see the even the husband. Sometimes you can tell when the wife is not able to get up. or if she's hospitalized, or if she's away for a retreat for 3 days, you can tell the difference, you know. So definitely remember that now is priceless. Let's change our state of mind. Let's um, let's lose the ego. The ego could be what's in the way of us learning new things. We want to keep things the same way they used to be because the ego is present. The ego is saying, who cares? You already know how to do this. Why you got to listen to her? And she's just a kid. She just got out of college. She don't know anything, you know? So the ego will make you say these silly things. The ego will cause you to lose your time, to lose so much time, because you don't want to bow to things. Um, you don't want to accept things when someone apologizes. It's a year later, you still can tell them if you accept it or not, you know. So little things like that, they matter. So I hope this works for you. And I know, like, I have different groups of individuals who listen to me and from all over the place, the planet, um, Mother Earth. So I'd like to share one of my favorite quote because I usually tell people. I know sometimes people like, oh, this stupid Bible and burn. Listen, you don't have to burn it if you don't want to like believe all the things that are in there. But I believe that everyone should have a Bible because there are so many encouraging things that you can find in there, so many um, wisdom, you know. To me, that's part of the work that my ancestors left behind. So why would I not want to have a copy? I know people make a big deal out of it, but if I were near my library, because this even here, I have a. Let's see. I don't even think I can turn this because I'm gonna make a. But here I have a few books, but I don't have um the my other stuff on there because I have a copy of all these different holy books. I have the Quran, I have my Bibles, I have a couple of Bibles, different versions, different languages. I have um a Course in Miracle. I just have different things. I like motivational stuff, so um I think it's a good thing because sometimes you are pushed in a corner that you didn't expect yourself to be in, and you need something to encourage you, you know and so you can encourage yourself when you're eventually, looking in the mirror, and you could be like, oh yes, oh, this is me. Oh, okay, great. Oh, this is what I can do. This is what oh, that's how I should have done it. When you're looking in the mirror, you can be proud of what you see. It cannot just be um, being sad, upset, all the time. I think all of those books, they have some wisdom, you know, even if um, it's been, changed and information have been removed and all of that good stuff. There's still information in there that is still worth reading. So, for that, I'd like to share some with you. Um, I said, this one is let all that you do be done in love. So, when you're doing things, stop getting mad. If you don't feel, I usually tell people, if you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. But don't go do it. And then you like want to beat everybody out of it. You want to pull everything and slam everything all over the place. No. If you don't feel like you want to do something, sit down, breathe, go do something else. And when you feel like it, you come back. And again, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that's First Corinthians 16, verse 14. All right? First Corinthians 16, verse 14. So 16, 14. And this one is whatever you do, do it with all your heart. Whatever you do it with all your heart. And that's in Colossians 3, verse 23. Colossians 3, 23. Um, and this is a reminder. Psalm 139, 14. I am wonderfully and I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139, verse 14. And as I was telling you earlier, let your light, now it's time for me to be, oh, let your light shine before others. Matthew 5, verse 16. It's like sometimes, when you want to say five or fifth, and it's like, five, fifth, pick the one you like. I won't judge. And I want to remind my sisters, my queens that are watching, and my brothers, my kings that are watching also, that behold, you are beautiful. Okay? And for the jealous person, no need to come attack me. You can find that in Song of Solomon 4, verse 1. The first verse. Okay? Solomon 4, verse 1. Behold, you are beautiful. And another reminder is that God is within you and that you will not fall. God is within you. I want you to be able to repeat that to yourself when things are going on in your life and you don't know what to do anymore. You don't know if you're going to make it. You don't know if life is priceless for you anymore. You don't know if it matters that you're still here. I want you to remember that God, or say whatever word that you want. God, Jesus, Jehovah, um, Yahweh, uh, whatever you want to say, you know, that you have a stronger and infinite source inside of you and that you will not fall. And you can find that in Psalm 46, verse 5. All right, Psalm 46, 5. And another, although this, when you read it, you'll be like, God is it within her, she will not fall. But understand the context here, because the Bible is about context as well. You're reading one thing, everybody that presents it to you, they present it to you however it's beneficial to them. So I hope you appreciate how I'm presenting it to you so it can be beneficial to you. And we all know that she is more precious than rubies. You know that proverb woman? I believe this is where this is from. So this is Proverbs 3, verse 15. Yes, whatever you do, yes, my dear, whatever you do it with all your heart. Um, you wanted to go back. That's Colossians 3, verse 23. Colossians, Colossians 3:23. Um, if you're doing something and you don't want to put all your heart in it, there's no point of doing it. It's pretty much when you do something and it's not with all your heart, it's pretty much void. Whatever you're doing, maybe you wanted to do something for your good deed, and it's void whenever you're not putting all your heart in it. And I want to remind you again, when you unsure, when that life is still priceless, that life is still irreplaceable, is still wonderful, is still beautiful. When you're facing those challenges, I want you to remember Ecclesiastes 3, verse 11. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 11. Um, that he has made everything beautiful in its time. So there's no point of you trying to run ahead, trying to get ahead of things, because you're thinking you're missing out. Sometimes, people are aging and they're like, oh my God, am I going to have kids? Am I going to be able to get married? Am I going to be able to have a house? Am I going to be able to travel? Am I going to be able to eat this? Am I going to be able to eat that? Am I going to be able to swim? Will I ever see the beach? Will I ever, uh, I don't know, go to different places like other people are doing? Um, don't worry that everything gets done in its own time. So whatever it is that needs to be beautiful, it's going to be beautiful its own time. When you look at the flower, no matter how much water you give it, it's not going to come before its time. If it's just blooming now, it has to take its time. When you have like a little bean growing, and first they come out like this, and then as it comes, the more and more and more and more and more, and the beans become like that, and now it's getting ready to become a tree. So because you are watering it, it's gonna come out faster. We have this saying that, oh my God, I don't think I remember properly, but it's saying that because I don't remember how it says. I don't even remember in properly how it's said, but how it was said. But it's like, because you're in a rush, it's not gonna cause the day to crack. It's not gonna cause um um the sun to come up fast, you know so if it's midnight, it's gonna be midnight, and it's gonna be 1 o'clock, and then it's gonna be 2 o'clock, and then three, and then four, and then five, and then six and seven, and boom, the sun. you know so because you're in a rush, because you can't wait to travel, because you can't wait to get married, you can't wait to go here, go there, you can't wait to cut your cake, you can't wait to open your presents, it's not going to cause the day to come faster. The day is still going to come when it's going to come. All right. And I think that was it for today. I'm probably going to, tell you again um, some other time, but I want to share with you my most interesting one. The one I really appreciate is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you. You know, so they are plans to build you, to help you, to be good to you, to help you grow, to help you learn, to help you change, to help you improve, to improve your understanding, to help you have compassion, to help you have empathy. That's the plan that's there waiting on you. They're not plans to destroy you. They are not plans to end you, to finish you, as we would say. They're not plans to turn you into something that you're not, but they're plans to keep making you better and better every day, to improve you, not because you weren't no good, you know, but just because you can be better. And it's okay to be better. It's not a shame to be better. Being better doesn't mean that you weren't good. It doesn't mean that you were less than you are. It simply means that there comes a time in your life you have to become better than you were before. You have to become more than you were before. You have to become what you were meant to be when you came here. So in those words, I say thank you so much for being here. I don't even think I reminded you that my name is Reverend Dr. Marie Beville, and I surely enjoy being here with you. I am your fabulous coach. So I say your fab coach. I am your favorite coach. So I say your fave coach. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And you are certainly welcome to continue coming here, so we can continue to chat, because it matters. There are more topics that are pending ahead, for us to talk about, but sometimes you have to keep giving a little grain of salt. You can't just take a full hand of salt and be like poof, you know then your eyes gonna burn, your mouth gonna burn, and it's not gonna be pleasant. But if we keep doing it piece by piece, we'll get there. So just hang with me, um every time that I come. At this time, I can't even tell you a specific time. I try to come as much as I can, but yeah, I should know the uh conditions. Okay, I really didn't want to turn on the massager while I'm talking. I think it's too loud, but I'm having a little challenge right now that I need it. Um, but it's like we can get there, we can be better, we can do better. And as long as you agree that you can do better, you should be able to do better. So thank you so much for being here again. I appreciate you. I wish you well. I hope everything works out for you. I hope you learned something tonight. And if you got it, why not share with a friend, share with family? Sometimes you have those family members, you can't even tell them what's up. It's good when you can get a video and just send the video their way, and the video can talk to them, you know? Or if they that bad, just turn this into an audio and send it to them. Cuz I don't want no problem, you know? So and no problem will come. It's just a joke. But yeah, definitely share it, because a lot of people been watching and keeping and saving and adding um to their list. But I need to see a little more sharing with others. Let's not be selfish. There's no charge for sharing. There's absolutely no charge. It's just we're just trying to share it so everybody can have an opportunity. Thank you so much, G. Thank you. And definitely I have the link that I put from YouTube, because I know sometimes things on Facebook is something else, but YouTube, anybody can listen to it. So in case if they're not on Facebook. But thank you so much. Thank you for being here again. I hope you got something, anything. And until next time, that's all. Mwah. Thank you so much. Enjoy your night. And I ended, and they still here. See, both of them are playing. So, all right, bye.